it may be quite clear what's real and how the world is, and I'm here, and after that, this is kind of a bit shaken up. At least it can seem quite complicated and not clear anymore, and not clear what's real, what's right, what's wrong. So yeah, I mean, those changes happen also within the story, or for the person there can also be changes, of course, replacing of concepts, or thinking that the church is a good thing, and then you see that they're also doing bad things. I mean, this doesn't necessarily has something to do with there being me or no me. But of course, I mean, this also happens when there is no person anymore, because then but then it's not one viewpoint replaced by another viewpoint. It's basically the collapse of viewpoints as reality. Oh, but of course, I mean, I was, for example, very convinced of the drugs thing, of the substances. I thought this is a very good lifestyle, and I was very disappointed when it all didn't work out as I thought. And the same happened with spirituality again. And of course, viewpoints about anything, basically. I had viewpoints about anything. Relationship and money and job and about anything. In a way, the person has viewpoints about anything. It thinks it knows, or at least it's close to knowing things. And of course, all of that turned out to be empty. All viewpoints themselves turn out to be completely empty. High on those stories. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, gets high and low on those stories. I'll be enlightened. There is enlightenment. I never get it. And stuff like that. Yes, it's amazing. Absolutely. In a way, one could almost say that's what it has. It creates this imaginary intensity and then takes it as a proof that it exists. Enlightenment, for example, or stuff. It's almost like it talks itself into it and afterwards believes it. That's true. It's amazing. It gets really high on it. Thinking, I am God. I'm God. I'm God. I'm really God. Yes, I already feel like God. And so that's the proof then for the person. Yeah. It's really a big, oh dear. The other side of the coin, of course one can talk oneself into I'm God, but it can't be held, it can't be kept. So usually pretty quickly there comes the crash of that. So the seeker in a way believes that it's there and it's possible, but as it crashes again and again, there's also the story, I'm not there yet. I still have to learn more. I still have to make progression. And this whole game is utterly exhausting. Utterly. It's artificial and it's exhausting. A person lives in I am, and there comes a sense of, all those heaviness. There is an apparent heaviness around the person, of everything being real, and that there's a goal, it's about something and stuff like that. I don't have to share anything. That's the freedom, so to speak. There isn't anyone here who lives in a certain state, or who has viewpoints, or has found something that could be shared. No, absolutely not. No. I think being naturally itself is everything being very lightly itself. Yes, there's nothing to present. It's the same as what we just said with the things that the person talks itself into, those states, where it's always about one state. Liberation, enlightenment, oneness is when you feel like that. And I can share how I do that. I can share what's my method to have that one experience that I think enlightenment is. And that's a dream. That's a total dream. I don't have any of that. Basically because there is no one in the first place. Basically because exactly this one who's trying to do that turned out to be absolutely non-existent. It doesn't have any substance at all. And that's freedom for no one, but that's the freedom.
So, hello Tony.
Hello.
Thank you that you give me the chance to interview. Thanks. What is the essence of what you are saying or talking in your talks to the people who are coming to you? What is the essence of it?
Well, the essence of the open secret communication is that it attempts to illuminate the nature of non-duality. It only attempts to do that. But it also exposes the deluded idea that non-duality is something that can be obtained or experienced. That's it in a nutshell.
And what you understand by non-duality?
Non-duality, as far as I'm concerned, is only a term which points to that which can't be known. It's very misused now, non-duality. Non-duality these days is called almost anything. But as far as I'm concerned, it is simply a term that points to that which can't be known. It's a term which points to the everything and the nothing which can't ever be known. So there's only an attempt to illuminate the non-duality. It can't actually be described. If it could be described, it could be taught, and it can't be. So the open secret is not a personal teaching.
Knows what this is. There are really no statements that can capture this. There are many attempts, many attempts to try to define or describe this. Well, this is everything, yet this is also nothing. So the seeming exchange of empty words, this, the laughter that erupts at the absurdity of talking about this, the lightness of not knowing, the aliveness of what is, even on the opposite or the flip side, when what is being suggested gets very confrontational. The seeming contradictions and limitations of words in trying to express this, the attempt to express a clarity that cannot be conveyed through words. Since this is already clear, it does not require any more clarification, but words seemingly come out of nowhere to try to express this. And there's also the sincere admission that nothing can be given, since what is seeking this is already this. It's just that simple. What is longing for this is already this. In that futility of longing for what already is and the hopelessness of it all, there's like an unbroken goldenness, a silence that is even the seeming darkest of moments, although there are no moments. What always rings true and clear is that all of this is this, and also none of this. So what this is, a seemingly unthinkable, unfathomable, unknowable, ungraspable this, yet is always this. This does not move. This does not go anywhere. This does not need to be known. This does not require any doing at all. What is being expressed is the simplicity, and the directness is the intimacy of this. This without an opposite. Simply this and not two. The word this, it's pronounced like D-I-S. It's the Filipino accent. This is just a label. It's just a sound. It's just a word. It's just made up for something that cannot be said in words. And what is that defies logic and what can never be imagined. Yet this is everything, again, but it's equally nothing. And that's even saying way too much of what is beyond comprehension. Any seeming description is impossible. It's an impossible quest because this does not require anything, no doing or tampering. Apparently, imagining this happens. This gets imagined as something, or even imagined as no thing. Because this does not need anything, it gets imagined as a belief, as an understanding, as an absolute, as a truth, as a position. Although seemingly all of this might sound like a position because it's just trying to express what this is that cannot be expressed, there is again an admission that no one knows this, and that will seemingly feel like a position. But what's being expressed is what is this? This is the boom, the silence, the wow, incredible, stunning, yet it cannot be figured out. It's an unthinkable stillness. And any seeming movement is also this. This silence that is so loud, but any noise is also this. It can never be separated. Again, what is seeking for this is already this. So what is hearing this is also this. What is feeling this is also this, although this is not a feeling or an experience. Whatever seems to appear is this. Even the unseen is this. It's impossible, but the impossibility is also the relief. The unknowable is also the relief. The hopelessness of it all is the relief because there's nothing other than this. There's nothing beyond this, and there's nothing behind this. It's just this. Here it is. This. This mystery, this illusion, this idea of this. When it explodes as just this, when everything is just this, that is this is not is this, everything is this, then there's no separation really, because it's just all of this. When it's seen that there's really no one seeking this because this is just this, seemingly seeking this when it's already this, then everything just becomes this. And also nothing is this. The separation that seemingly appears, or the veil of separation, is also this. The confusion is also this. The frustration is also this. The yearning is also this. And liberation is also this. And the apparent appearance of the obstacle to liberation is also this. It's like layers and layers and layers of this, but layers is just this. There are no layers to this. So the complexity of this is also the simplicity of this. Since no one ever gets this, meaning because everything or everyone is already this, but there's no everyone because it's just this. Again, these words will come up, these ideas will seem to appear, but the clarity that's being expressed here is undeniable. In the absence of all of that, there's really nothing needed to describe what this is. Does not require any kind of persuasion. No one can persuade.